Hello, Ds, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. Welcome back to the latest Spanish news update. We are here to let you know everything that is going on and last minute news. First of all, I do want to say it was quite surprising the comments that we've received in the last video where we've showed you how quickly the streets begin to flood in Benidorm town whenever it was in between Dana storm and in between tropical storm here, like a thunderstorm. We had a red alert for electric storms too. And to be honest with you, it got us by surprise that a lot of people were saying, oh, it's nothing. It's like a typical day. No, it's not. In our region, it doesn't rain like that. Spain is not prepared for storms. Spain is not prepared for a Dana. If not, Valencia problem, huge tragedy would not have happened if we would be prepared for all that has came to us. And many people were saying it's nothing. We were in the flat area of Benidorm, so obviously it was just like a minimum teeny tiniest part that you've seen, but I'm quite sure by now you've seen a lot of social media videos, a lot of photos where you can see the issue that we've had in Benidorm town. We even have here a small video that was filmed in Altea, right next to us, where one person almost dies because he recklessly went below the bridge when all the signs were saying not to do so. And he was saved, luckily, by a police officer. But if that wouldn't be the case, he would literally have drowned. You can see the amount of water. So tell us, please, if that is not flood, what it is then. And we have the images of what happened the next day. I'm going to insert some of the clips right here. These are the images of what has been happening the next day, how the beach is looking like. And obviously, this is not just a simple rain. The pieces of the beach that are missing, like all the dirt that is on the streets, all of it, this is not just a simple rain. So obviously it was not as bad as in Valencia, but even so, in just a few minutes, this is what happened. Imagine if it would be raining like this for hours. It would be a whole tragedy, and it almost was in Altea town. So these things are serious. We showed to you guys so you would see the situation in real time. Obviously, when it's dangerous, we are not staying outside. So thank you for all of those who were worrying. We tried to answer as quick as possible to your comments saying we're all right, we're at home. But obviously, we take all the necessary precautions to do it, which doesn't mean you have to do it. And we've seen some reckless people running around Benidorm and just doing things like these when this shouldn't be happening, really. People didn't learn anything from what happened in Valencia. Really, really sad to watch, to be honest. So, this passed. Now the sun is shining. The weather is kind of all right back again. And we're here to let you know what else is going on in the region, because not everything is bad news. First of all, let's talk about the situation in tourism. As you all know, it is still quite busy. We are in November, but don't be fooled by it. It is still really, really busy in town. The nightclubs on weekends are extremely busy too, because both locals and tourists get together to go to these places at night to have some fun, watch some entertainment, have some good time with some nice drinks. And we are almost starting the November fiestas in Benidorm town. We have a full program right here in front of us. I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna show it to you right here on the screen. We're gonna go through the main events for this entire week. This is more or less the same that happens every single year, so don't scroll it just in case you want to come here in November next year. You can see what's going to be happening. This right here, and I have it here, is the main picture, the main frame of the fiestas. And first of all, you have some small events, the preparation that started on the 27th of October. And like this, we will be heading towards the Friday, 8th of November. On Friday, 8th of November, we have the artistic lights turning on. So they will turn on the lights of all the city prepared for fiestas. And that's going to be at 6 p.m. on Friday. This will be happening on the streets. You can pause it, screenshot it, and just go there where the street is. On the street Martinez Alejos. Then at 7, 1 hour later, the grand opening of the fair by the Plaza de Toros in Benidorm will be taking place. We will go there and show it to you as well. Then you have contests of peñas and different festive associations here in the area. At 10 p.m., there's going to be a big parade of all the peñas. But the most important celebrations will be starting from Saturday, 9th of November. In the morning, there's always a gathering at the church. There is some concert there too. And from 12 on midday, the celebration will start. There's going to be the grand entrance of the musical bands through the main streets of Benidorm, starting from the square of San Jaime, which is where the church is located in the old town. Then there's going to be concentration of all the bands by the town hall. There's going to be religious celebrations as well. At night, pop rock music, DJs. In the morning on Sunday, there's going to be chocolatada, which is like a chocolate celebration, chocolate morning, which is chocolates from Marcos Tonda. They're going to be part of the celebration. And on the town square by the town hall, it's where it's going to be happening. The huge park with inflatables, with things for children to do right on the same square, some nice music. And Monday, 11th of November, there's going to be at 8 in the morning, like firecrackers. Then the chocolate things, mascleta at 2 p.m. on the Avenue James the First, musical for the children. Then there's going to be concerts on midnight. Then the next day is going to be again mascleta for children and throwing the caramels, like the chocolates. Another mascleta for adults afterwards. This is going to be Wednesday, the 13th. These are festive days in Benidorm. There's no school, no nothing. 11th, 12th, and 13th. And like this is going to be up until the end on Wednesday the 13th, last day of celebration. At 6 p.m. there's going to be a giant colorful parade that will be held on the main streets, Rusafa, Venus, Marte, Almendros, and at specific streets it will end up 6 p.m. Don't forget about it on Wednesday. And then the weekend, 23rd of November, there's going to be this Saint Misa, it's called. That's when you go to the church. And it's like more religious closing of the holidays. But basically, you have a lot of things to do. Check it out. Download this program so that you will be able to see what's happening and what is the authentic cultural tradition here in the area. And now let's head to the main news, because the time goes. It's already been 7.5 minutes that we've been talking about these celebrations. Let's go to the second news. The second news is that Benidorm is helping nonstop. Many people are saying online, many people are furious and they're saying people either post too much. There's two bands here. People either post too much about Valencia or they do not post enough. They do not share things that they are doing. The thing is that you do not have to share it with the world. You are doing things. You're doing great things. You are giving help to help people, not to share it on the social media and say, oh, I'm such a good girl, I'm such a good boy, I'm helping people here, look at me. No, this is not the aim of these helps. And there's a lot of help coming from Benidorm town. There's a lot of us locals who are helping nonstop with whatever we can. We cannot go to Valencia because they're not letting people in. Okay, and there's a lot of roads that are cut. We cannot physically head there as well. But a lot of people from here, from Benidorm, are helping out. There is the Sports Palace in Benidorm town that has been working nonstop. I will insert you some images here and some clips for you to see what's actually been going on behind the scenes, where people are just not filming. People are busy doing different things. We've gotten a lot of water supplies, food, clothing, things to clean up, masks, because the water's already been for a week there and it's not moving, so there's bacteria. Masks to protect, gloves, cleaning supplies. There's been towels. There's been so many things that were given. And this Sports Palace here in Benidorm has been gathering all of it, and there were tons and tons of material being sent. Actually, I have the numbers here. At least 50 big trucks went from Benidorm towards Valencia region, and there were more than 85,000 liters of water, more than 30,000 liters of milk, and hundreds and hundreds of kilograms, tons of food, and all different kinds of supplies. So all people who are able to physically, economically, are contributing to it. The thing is that people are not posting it because we're busy helping out. We're busy doing other important things, reposting information a lot of the times, or sending it to the friends, family members, whoever we can, groups, for people to collaborate. And It is the most important thing. You do not need to share all of it with the world. There are many volunteers. There's a lot of police officers as well. There's firefighters. There's people just around from the area, who are helping out with whatever we can. And Benidorm is extremely solitary place. We've not seen so many people unite together for such a big and important cause that it just makes even people cry, when you go there, when you see all these mountains of help that slowly but is getting where it needs to get. And the amount of solidarity, the amount of good people that are here is just countless. So we're happy to be living in a place that helps so much for all those in need. And Benidorm is definitely helping out with what it can and even more. Not only economical support, physical support, but emotional support as well. So everything slowly but surely is getting there. It will take a lot of time for people to recover, a lot of time, months, maybe even years, especially for the businesses. But the worst part has passed, and now you just need to stand up with all the forces that are left and continue living and start things over a lot of the times. Let's head with the next news that is very important for a lot of the travelers. Remember, weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, we've mentioned you about the latest requirements from Spanish government to register tourists that are arriving in Spain. A lot of people got worried. We did not know as well what these requirements will be. We've let you know the basics that the government wanted to ask to the tourists, or better to say that government wanted businesses to take from tourists, the information they wanted to gather. And after some time passed, now when this measure is officially taking place, it's starting, there were a lot of claims from even European associations because of that. Europe actually demands um, to explain uh, for the Spanish government, better to say, to explain what is going on, because there is a huge lack of regulations and replies from the Spanish government. They do not reply to European associations on what is going on, why they need to provide this information, and how to provide it, because the measures and the options that they have are not enough to gather this information. It's the second time that European associations ask official response from the Spanish government, but they didn't receive it the first time. And something tells us they will not be receiving it now because of all the situation we have in Valencia. It's not like a top priority, let's call it like this. But what is happening is that these regulations, they kind of hit with the European data protection laws. So they kind of cross in the middle, and they do not line up. That is the main issue. And the thing is that many associations, while the hotels, it's not an issue, and don't worry, that's the first thing to say, don't worry, hotels will not be asking more information that they are asking right now. The information that is being gathered from hotels, touristic apartments, campsites, any other accommodation options officially where you're staying or might be staying, they already gather the information that the government needs and wants. That's it. They're not going to be asking more than that. The typical information, your name, your last name, your date of birth, your email address, phone number, just in case something happens in the hotel, they need to get in touch with you. They need to have a contact details just for safety reasons. And it's also necessary whenever you register for them to send you the confirmation, etc. Plus your bank details, your payment details, better to say, that is in case you will leave something unpaid or you will damage something, they need to have these details on file. Then they might ask the passports of your family members. In case of the islands such as Mallorca, we did see that they were asking even passports for children. And we've asked, what if it's a local and the child does not need to have a passport? And they say, well, then like the family book or something that is your child and not someone else's that you're taking with you, like kidnapping or stuff. But whenever tourists arrive, obviously, since you're flying with a plane, you will have an ID of your child. So that's not an issue either. Nothing else. That is what's being asked, and that's it. The issue comes for the agencies, for the associations, agencies, selling agents that do sell tickets or holidays somewhere here in Spain. Now they need to gather way more information that was not needed previously, the previous years. And a lot of the times they do not gather it and they don't have a system to gather it, or people look at them very strange and say, well, I'm not going to give it to you. That's strange. You didn't ask to me this information before. So why do I have to give it now? People don't understand it and don't want to share it, which is understandable at some point as well. So the associations such as European Federation of Campings, Rural Tours, and then some more associations are actually saying what is happening. Why is no one saying us how can we make this information valid for you? How can we send you all the information? Because it all needs to be automatic. It all needs to be like digital, but they don't have the systems to do it. And a lot of places here don't have the like totally automatic systems to send all this information. So it takes a lot of time. You need more workers, but you cannot have more workers because then your business is not going to be profitable any longer, because you need to pay more taxes, you need to pay social security, you need to pay the salary in order to fit more of this extra work, like this additional work that government is requiring the agencies and the hotels and accommodation options to do, which is why it is so difficult, which is why associations don't like it, which is why agency associations don't like it either, and are asking or demanding some replies and some adjustments to this law so that they will not get fined with the information that they are only able to gather. That is what's going on, but it doesn't mean that there is some crazy amount of information that's being gathered at hotels. It is exactly the same as it previously was. So you won't encounter any rare, strange questions upon your arrival. Don't worry about it. And now let's talk about the weather. What is going on here in the area once the rain has passed? Because we might be looking into some more rainy days, but will it be as bad? You're about to find out. As you can see, there are still some wet parts in Benidorm town. There's still some water, but nothing major. It's drying out slowly but surely. Today it's quite sunny. On Thursday, on the other hand, there might be some rain arriving to the area. The weekend, some more clouds, and every now and then there might be some rain that we can expect, but no Dana, no tropical storm, no nothing like this. As for temperatures, it's around 21 degrees, and the temperatures will remain the same more or less throughout the whole entire week. In the morning, it's slightly chilly, and at night too, but when the sun is shining, if you stay on one spot, on the beach for example, you will see it's the real feel of around 23 degrees, which is still ideal, taking into consideration that many countries already wear coats and jackets and boots, and we still can walk without any kind of jacket at all and enjoy the sunshine. Hopefully, it will last like this for a long, long time. We will not have any kind of storms in the nearest future. So far, everything looks really, really peaceful, nice, and quiet. The sun is shining above our heads, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous day today. Thank you for accompanying us on today's latest Benidorm news update and latest Spanish news update. We wish you a lovely day, great holidays if you are on ones, and we'll see you here very, very soon on the channel back again. We are starting the week of major celebrations in Benidorm town, so don't miss it. There's going to be a lot to see, and with some unique drone footage from the top. We'll see you then. Bye.